What's going on? Is it Dave here?
No, he's still upstairs. I think I hear him on his way back down, but I'm not 100% yet.
Okay, I'm here.
Alright, guys. Teacher's not here. We can go.
I mean, if you guys want to not do it, I know you're not serious, but if anybody feels like they'd rather not start at 10:30, I'm not gonna I'm like on the fence myself, so I won't be sad.
I have nothing
But
better to do.
I am not the birthday boy.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Mission is go.
Whose birthday is it?
Vic's.
Oh, happy birthday, Vic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you 39? A little
Another
bitch.
day in this mortal coil.
Is that what you are, Vic? 39?
Probably.
You don't even know.
Yeah, she's 39. I was like, I'll get all my shitty rolls out of the way, and I did my roll, and it was crit. Now I'm gonna
National
get any
Toilet
good rolls. Now it's all dog shit from here on out.
Wasted.
Eh.
It's like when you're like want to get the bad roll out before your loot drops in WoW, and then you roll a 99. You're like, well, I ain't getting it now.
All right, so everybody's in roll 20, except for Hadrick.
He's loading. Like some weird ass 16-second countdown.
I get that every time.
What are those laser beams? What's happening? Oh, God!
Where's laser?
Ah! The blood! No!
Wait, fans got to smoke. Yeah, that's ass. Oh no, it's red. I'm dying.
What are you guys seeing? Because I'm not
Blood.
seeing it.
It's like the magic effects. You don't see it over a character.
Whoa! When did they put this
Oh,
stuff in?
because you guys are on a different page.
Yeah, because we're not where you see.
How do I make
You're
you
on
guys,
a different page.
How do I make you guys come to the page I want you to be on?
I think there's a little like flag over the map that we're on that says like players. I think you can
And you just drag that.
Yeah.
So now you're just in a white void.
Yeah. Big Venus.
Okay.
Are we supposed to be in a white void?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the construct. From here we can load anything we need.
I need guns. Lots of guns. I love that scene so much when I was a kid. Just all those like the infinite rows of guns just fucking filling the white void.
That was like dollar signs for like CS money, like floating through my head. It's like, oh my god, that's like 1 million rounds worth of ops.
I take it back. I think my favorite scene was when he goes into the through the metal detector on the first floor of that building, and then he's just like he opens his trench coat, it's just full of fucking guns.
My favorite is the Bollywood version of that scene.
I haven't seen that, but I can only imagine. Imagine like people like falling over and like somebody jumping up on top of their guns, like like just jumping from one to the next to get to like a floor above.
What is this? What is that?
We got guns. We're in there.
Oh.
It's not where I thought this campaign was going.
The immersion is like intense.
I'd like to roll the dodge bullets, please.
I'm telling you that when you're level 20, you won't have to.
Epic boon. This is a blast of rainbow cape.
I like the blood bubbles. Those are good.
Blubbles.
This is gonna be the most exciting NER stream to date.
You're streaming this?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. Come here, hi.
Whoa.
We're playing Snake.io.
I think this might give me a seizure.
Oh yeah, that one's bad. The green one's not.
Oh, there's so many more than I. Oh, jeez.
Holy shit, man. Okay, what are we actually doing?
This. What do you mean? This is the game.
Oh. What does this button do?
Actually, this is actually relevant. So, from this like strange mass of cosmic energies flickering about, we zoom out into this crystal ball where all of these crazy effects are happening, and it's being held by this gnome with a long beard, and he's looking into it. And he places it down on his desk, and he turns to a classroom full of children. He says, today's lecture is on ether. Here on Caelomina, there exists an energy that flows through all things and connects the physical with the metaphysical. Ether. Drawing upon ether, one can manifest abstract concepts into reality. For example, it can be molded into ether fire, used as energy to draw forth theoretical fire from an abstract dimension of thought, or woven together with said extra-dimensional fire to create true fire of limitless scope and power. And he like stops for a moment to like hoping to see like his students all like starry-eyed and like whoa, and they're like, you know, flicking boogers at each other, and like one's looking out the window. They're bored. And he continues. Ether can be sensed by most beings, but it can be only manipulated by only a few. Wizards study long and well to manipulate ether by practiced means. Sorcerers, through fate or fortune, are born with an instinctual ability to control it. Druids attune themselves to the natural flow of ether, while clerics and paladins channel the boundless ether of the pantheons that they serve. Bards weave melodies that harmonize with it, and artificers harness it to power their inventions. And the Fae, they say that ether flows in their very veins. They're closer to the pantheons than most of us will ever be. And he looks at the classroom again as they're still bored, and one kid with messy black hair looks out the second-story window of the schoolhouse and sees these little plumes of smoke still rising all around Farloop. And as we pan out of the schoolhouse down into the street below, the four of you are walking, having just been told about the butcher's encounter with Varen on his way out of the city in the night. And if, in case you don't recall, he mentioned that he saw Varen, who may or may not be linked to all what's going on, heading to the harbor, and he said that he was going to kill Durandal.
Seems like some lofty goals.
But we don't know that.
No, you do know that. He told the butcher told you that that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a split screen thing where like the butcher was telling you, and then
Right. That's why I got confused. I forgot that it was.
Is there
also
like a
relayed to
weird
us,
like DVD loading logo in the middle of the screen still for everybody?
No.
No.
Nope.
I don't know what the fuck. Like this, like completely broke
You mean this
reality.
orb right there?
Yeah,
I don't know. Somebody's trolling us, I think.
I think I just see like a permanent circle of spinning rainbow.
I also see a permanent circle spinning rainbow. I thought
Is
it
it
was
gone?
glitched like that one time.
No, it's not gone. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I
I'm
don't see it.
exiting the game right now.
I refreshed it and it's gone.
Who's Doorman?
Doorman is God.
I know. Is that him?
No, it's me and DM.
Oh, is you.
Yeah,
The
Doorman.
prophecy has been fulfilled.
So, what do you all intend to do now?
Well, trying to recall where we left off. Were we heading towards the harbor after that guy?
You didn't decide anything. Like it literally ended after he told you that. And
Yeah. What was our current motivation?
your only current motivation before hearing that was save the town because it's on fire, and then you did that, and then you were talking about like, well, Hadric was telling you about what happened and how you went to the place where whatever something was released maybe from that sarcophagus.
Yeah, but didn't we hold that guy that responsible?
Yes,
Right.
correct. Yes. And so he has left the island. And again, that guy is an acquaintance of all of yours and like a rival of Hadric in the monk order that they're part of.
Bastard.
I'm not really sure. I guess we just go back to town.
Well, you're in town.
When we go to the pint or to the pub and get a pint and wait for the stall blow over.
I'm getting on a rowboat right now and following him.
But well, didn't Chris's character have some reason for following him?
Yeah. So, I was gonna say that the ship that he ended up taking out of there, is there like what's the like means of getting off the island at this point? Like, is it with a wait
Yes.
for a certain ship, or is it?
Well, no, I mean you know that there's the vast harbors just down the road, and it is a very large and busy port with people coming from all over the west side of the world to partake in the wares of Vesterland.
Chewie
So
said hi.
he can't hear. He can't do anything except for
Oh.
pee. He fecal locates. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like there's probably, you know, several dozen boats that come and go every day of all varying sizes.
Well, as it stands, I have to go after him, and I intend on finding a boat to get us over to. Do I no indication where he's heading, right? So
Yeah, I mean, you have a vague idea that like if he really meant what he said, that Durandal is most likely in like the Dwarven Kingdom on the continent. But again, the travel there under like the best conditions like takes like a month or more. So it's not like it's not like he's gonna get there the next day or anything.
Right, but also not like we can get there the next day either.
Sure, yeah. But it's not like it's not like a chase, it's like a journey, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're gonna be like catching up to his boat or anything like that. Well, I guess you could, yes.
Well, I think that's what we need to do then. Can't let you go on an adventure on your own.
It's unacceptable to go overseas without somebody with a very big club who dies very fast.
see the logic in this.
And who would be there to tell the tales about your glorious death?
Gavin's coming because I'll kill him if he doesn't.
So
I can force him onto a boat, and I will.
Okay. So you're walking past that schoolhouse, having this discussion, and sounds like you're heading towards the harbor. As you're walking, you still see people cleaning up, dragging away debris. Someone's like prying some charred boards off of an awning over their shop, and getting ready to fix everything up from the fires. You pass by the metalworking shop, Medal of Honor. You pass this like old, big brawny but old guy looking in there. He walks past you as he heads into the shop. You can hear him saying something about asking to see some pole arms, and you hear some more chatter. You hear about they're actually building a naval outpost. The order is it was just recently approved by the Council of Three. And you see quite a few of these Marines, these Navy soldiers for the Order. And you've seen ships from the Order before. It's not like they've never been out to Vesterland, but like and you kind of heard ruminations over the years of like they're spreading more and more into the islands of the West Lunar Belt. But this is like the most you've seen at one time, and I mean everyone seems friendly with them. They're not, you guys wouldn't really know anything about, anything necessarily negative about them. You know that they're like much more serious business and strict than out here on the islands, but like, you're not like necessarily like scared to see them here, I guess is what I'll say. But you do notice something you get a chance to see up close that you've heard about probably but never seen before is each one of these order soldiers, they all or most of them have with them what's called an ether bolter, and it's basically kind of like a fusion between like a musket and a wizard staff. It's basically like a staff. It has this like red crystal set in the one end, and the other end of the staff is like a rifle stock. And there's a trigger, and you can see there's like some kind of like shining metal inlay and like something that's like some mechanism that's connecting like the trigger back, and it runs along this this metal strip up to the crystal at the tip of the staff. And you know that they basically, the order has kind of like a monopoly on what they call these ether bound items. A magic item for the most part is like, if you have one and you're not official member of the order, it's it's either illegal or it's contraband. I mean, some of the countries out here in the islands, like, people have never cared before, but they're so well armed. They have, all of their soldiers have this, and they, whether or not they have any magical aptitude, they have this equipment that just like allows them to shoot magic bolts of ether fire. So you see a lot of these soldiers jumping around town, and people are happy to see them. Oh, come in, and selling them stuff, and everybody seems to be having a good time. And you start heading out of town to the east, down the road to the harbor, and you actually pass by like a little delegation. The High Forge Singer Angrim, who's the leader of the Khazruk Thrad, the Temple of Durandal, the order that Hadric's a part of. He's the high cleric of Durandal, and he's walking with appears to be a Navy captain. And there's a bunch of soldiers behind him, and also a few members of the Khazruk Thrad order, including Gavin and Hadric, your mentor, Rurik Stonebinder, trailing behind them. And as you guys like kind of pass, going in opposite directions down the road, you can hear the high priest Angrim. He says, "It pleases me that our fruitful partnership continues to be tempered." And the Navy captain says, "You got a good thing going here. On behalf of the order, we appreciate your cooperation. You sure you don't need any assistance with the cleanup?" And he gestures towards the ribbons of smoke still rising from all over town. And the cleric says, "Nay, you've an outpost to build, and we've no shortage of skilled craftsmen." And you guys keep walking, and just as they're about to like get out of earshot, Rurik turns and he gives you guys a knowing smile. His eyes are a little bit sad. He's looking at you, Hadric, but he's also full of pride as he kind of sees that you guys are taking your first steps out into the larger world.
I'll nod to Rurik and kind of clasp his shoulder for a second, just saying my goodbye to him, basically, and saying, "Don't worry, Rurik. I'll return and figure out, hopefully once and for all, what actually happened with whatever happened today. Or it was yesterday, right? In the
Yeah.
time frame. Yeah.
Yeah. He smiles and nods at you. He says, "I'm sure you will, lad." And then he turns to go. So you keep walking for a little bit, another half hour or so, and you round a bend and you see a familiar sight, place you've been many times in your life. Vast harbor full of ships. There's probably 50, 60 ships currently at the various docks across the harbor.
They won't notice if one goes missing.
Well, you don't need to. Your stealing ship doesn't need to be your first resort. But I like your attitude.
Hey, man, it's good to
You're
have
plucky.
contingencies.
But what you do see that is a little bit unusual, but not unexpected necessarily, is you see 3 big warships from the Order, and flag, the emblem on their sails rather. Looks like this. You use this. Okay, you guys can see that, right?
Hmm?
You guys can see the picture that I
I
just
still,
We see
I
a
still
white
see a
grid.
blank screen. Yeah.
Do not see.
I had a button that said show to players. I don't know.
I see it
There it
now.
is.
Oh, no. Okay. So that's just what the symbol of the Order Navy looks like. The Star of Joram around this like double layered square. You can imagine that it's actually looks very, very angular and straight, and it is only wavy because I drew it with pen, and also it's on a waving, ship sail, so it's billowing in the wind. But that's the symbol, and you saw that symbol probably like on the armbands or sleeves of all of the naval soldiers and on their uniforms.
Freaking beautiful.
Well, this brings up another problem that I don't know how much money you guys have for passage, but I got 4 gold.
I have 64.
Hot dang. Where you been? You just been holding on to all your money from our performances? You haven't spent a single coin?
Nah, I did buy 1 potion of healing, but
Yeah, and as you guys
at this point,
look amongst yourself, because I already looked at this. Yeah, you have 175 gold between you all.
and how much does
It's the
passage cost?
IRS. He knows all.
The
What if we
Ambassador
work as
dust?
ship hands for the duration of the...
I look
What's
down at my hands. I'm like, what about entertainment?
You can be entertainment. I'll do ship hand stuff.
Well, as you guys are still talking and you walk into the harbor, into like the kind of main drag. It's kind of imagine almost like a medieval multiracial version of people with signs at the airport. There's lots of people. Somebody kind of clocks you guys, trying to decide what you're going to do, and he approaches you. And he says, "Welcome, fine young folk. And how might the services of Vast Harbor avail you today? Where are you headed?"
Well, that's a good question. We're tracking somebody down.
East.
Hmm.
Always. Into the east.
East. Well, if you want to go east, you got to hit Celis. And so you guys would know that Celis is
east, right?
one of the large. Yes,
Okay, good.
east is correct.
Because I was quoting the
Celis is no, I know, one of the larger islands in the West Belt. It's actually a kingdom of some renown. And you think about it when they say Celis, travelers and traders from Celis used to be common when you were younger. they had like the best food, better, like, you know, when you got like a shipment of food from Celis, and it was like, you know, restocked in the stores here, you know, people were lining up at the harbor to get some of this. You know, their produce is just like so fantastic, and you know, they just had, you know, a lot of there's a large proportion of them were halflings, followers of Pelladonna, the provider. They're just damn good cooks and farmers, and but now you think about it when he says that, and you realize you haven't really seen any Silesians in probably a few years.
Are they going extinct?
And the gentleman says, "Yeah, I know, been a while. Way I heard it, there's a civil war on. You see, Kingdom of Celis ain't never had no soldiers of their own. Silesians are a peaceful lot, great with the land, great craftsmen, although maybe not when compared to the bastard folk here. But fighting, not their area of expertise. Well, that's where they come in, the low chem. Ages ago, this band of orcish warriors sailed the length of the West Belt, keeping the peace by beating down any prince or pirate that styled himself a warlord. Long before the Order even had a navy in the West at all, mind you, let alone out here." And he turns and looks, and you can see at one of the small barrier islands just off the coast, you can kind of even see they're beginning the construction of this naval outpost for the Order. He says, turns back to you guys, and he says, "Now the king of Celis at the time became good friends with the Locam captain and offered the peacekeepers the kingdom's full support. Let them make the island their home base, made sure their men were fed and their coffers never wanted for coin. So for centuries, the Locam have called Celis home, built themselves a mighty temple of Gorak, and protected the folk of the West Belt. Many a sailor has thought themselves dead to rights, only to see those gods' blessed crossed axes flowing in the wind." And at this point, you guys recall often seeing these warships. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't know what they were for. I imagine Gavin, as a learned person, and especially with a relationship to Gorak, would probably know this, but not who they were. But you definitely, when he says the crossed axes, that used to be a common sight in the harbor. These big, very different looking warships to the Imperial ones that you see there now. A little more, just like a little more of like sharper lines and edges, a little more aggressive looking than the warships of the Order, which would just look like, you know, a traditional big like galleon.
Romulans.
But you know, you also kind of and you definitely noticed, you know, when they did come, you know, they would have these disciplined ranks of orcish soldiers, and they kind of commanded everyone's respect. Not in totally different from like when these Imperial soldiers are coming about town and everybody's mingling with them. Like, they did not do that with the low chem soldiers. They were not like feared, but they were just like respected, and they were treated much more seriously. But yeah, you've seen those ships less and less over the years, as it became more and more common to see vessels belonging to the navy of the Order. And just like with the other Silesians, you can't really recall having seen any low chem warships in probably a few years. The guy says,
Dun, dun. Insidious.
he says, "You see, the low chem and the Order have been butting heads more and more, and the Silesians are trying to avoid poking the bear, if you know what I mean. Last I heard, talks have broken down, and even though they won't get directly involved, the Order has supplied the Silesians with a ton of ether-bound gear. Bolters, ether shields, ether cannons, the works. Peaceful folk of the kingdom became a fighting force to rival the orcs almost overnight. That was 3 years ago. Just last month, the Order branded the Lochem as pirates, and it has the eastern half of the island blockaded until the conflict resolves itself. pirates. You believe that? Anyway, if your friend is headed, if the person you're looking for is headed further east, he's definitely going to run into the Navy. If he doesn't give him any trouble, I don't see why you can't just play nice with him and get him to tell you where he was and when they saw him. That's if the pirates don't get him first. With the low chem and the Navy occupied, bastard's been running amok.
Oh my God, we're gonna have a pirate fight.
And then he kind of takes a step back and realizes that he just like he probably was like waiting to someone to listen to his spiel like all afternoon, and he just kind of dumped it all on you guys.
I don't think there's any bears on this island.
And then he kind of like shakes his head a little bit and he says, so yeah, he pulls out like a little ledger and he's flipping through it and he's like, looks like we've got 2 ships departing for Celis today. One is here, take a look at this. He pulls out a little map of the region. Not that I know how to do it so that you actually see it. You see that?
I do.
I see it.
Okay. So Vasterland is on the left. Basically, to go east, like he says, you're going to have to go to Celis.
My dyslexia read that as like Haters Island.
Haters Island, yeah. So he says, yeah, the first ship passage to Celis is going to take 6 days. 1 day stop at Hatzer. That one, it looks like for you guys, 175 gold. The other ship, it's going to be a little bit longer journey. 8 days stopping at Lacal. 2 days layover there. That one's only going to run you about 100.
Wait a minute. Did you say 175 gold?
For the 1 day, for the 2 days shorter, that's going to take you to the north. And so you guys
How
don't know.
much did the DM audit our gold to be?
175.
Okay, just checking.
I'm
pretty sure this NPC is like a god of coin.
But you guys don't know a ton about those 2 islands. You kind of would know that like Hatzer Island is supposed to be like unpopulated, except for like it's like basically a giant. The entire island is like a big junkyard. There's a port there, and there's like as like a kind of like a way station, and there's maybe a lot of the neighboring islands like dump their trash there. There's not much there, which is probably why it's only a 1 day stop there. There's not really anything to see. Lacal is like a kind of like a tropical paradise kingdom. There's like a few resorts. There's like a deeper, like big rainforest on the one half of the island that kind of people don't go to. Maybe you've heard like a rumor or two about it being dangerous, but like the rest of the island, certainly where the ship would be stopping, is like almost like an island resort.
What's the skull in the middle?
You point out that, and the dockmaster says to you, "Ooh, yeah, no, you don't want to go there. I hear they call that the Obsidian Anvil. That's where the Black Forge pirates have made their base. Yeah, we gotta. It would be faster if we could go straight across, but I don't think you'll find a captain here willing to take that route."
Sorry, choices is a direct route for 175 or a layover. For
It's 6 days, and stopping at the Junkyard Island for 175, or 8 days and stopping an extra day at the Tropical Paradise Island with the possibly dangerous rainforest for 100.
Yeah, just so I also heard that clearly, unless I did miss it. That's for all of us, or that
Yeah,
per
that's for all of
person?
you. That's
Okay.
for all of you.
Well, I don't want to spend our money, but I feel like we probably shouldn't go broke trying to get across the ocean here. Maybe we should.
Yes, we have
go
a
for the
long way
undergold
to
option.
go, and I'm sure we'll need a few coins along the way. It already stings that the only more economical option is still most of our money.
I'd say since we're early on in the journey, we should go to Lacal, see if we can pick up some more money there, and then keep going.
I agree.
And so we shall.
All right. He directs you to which of the docks the ship is at that will take you to Lacal. The ship's name is the Pride of the Belt. And you make your way through the bustling crowd over to the dock you were directed towards. And there's a few people lined up. You actually see that old man that passed you going into the weapon shop. He's got like some kind of pole arm. The head of it is like all wrapped up in this like protective covering. It's like leather, and he's got a big smile on his face. He looks kind of familiar to you, Fan, but you can't really place where you've seen him before.
So is he human or a?
Yeah, he's a human.
He's boarding the same boat as us.
He does appear to be. Yeah, there's maybe like another dozen people that look like they're booking passage on the Pride of the Belt to Lacal. Some people there's like three couples that look like they're going there for a leisure island getaway. The old man, and a few what look like traveling traders.
Is there a what is that? A galley? Is that like the drinking area on a ship, or like the little
It's
meeting room?
pretty small. There's not. I mean, there's like a cabin on the backside of the ship that is kind of like a big like shared sleeping area. And I guess I guess that would also be the galley. Yeah. And that's like there's stairs that go up to the whatever, I don't remember what it's called, the raised part where the helmsman actually, where the steering is and all that. Cat ribs?
The kitty ate the ribs.
You're not allowed to make ribs without paying the cat tax. He wants the rib tax. Well, since we're paying, we're not really expected to work, so I'll probably just like take up some time in the. Oh, right. I'm assuming, or
Oh yeah. I mean, you're paid passengers. This is like a charter vessel.
If I treat the boat like a club, I can cash Shillelagh on it. I said, if I treat the boat like a club, I can cash Shillelagh on it.
You just need a strength score high enough to pick up the boat.
You turn the galley.
Center mast will count as a quarterstaff, and
you transform the galley of the ship into Club Shillelagh, and you throw a legendary rave.
yeah, it'll pay me to be on the boat.
Club Shillelagh. I like that.
Yes, you party through the night, and everybody who's participating in this, give me a performance check.
Wow, what the fuck?
You rolled a 20 for your first roll. I roll a 1.
Uh,
Your
are you part of the
performance is so much
performance, or
higher
are you
than
just
mine.
like? Are you actually going to contribute? You can. I just want to make sure. Like, yeah. Okay.
We're gonna need a lot of it.
Okay. Yeah, pyrotechnics guy. Performance.
Let's hope the pyrotechnics carries the show.
The fact you rolled a crit fail and still got higher than me is insane. Jesus Christ!
So, from the other passengers, you get 7 gold, and most you kind of get the feeling that it's like to stop. And you hear one of the wives in the 3 couples that are going there for leisure. She's like, the light show was good, but those people were awful.
We did our best.
Yeah, you guys could decide who wants to keep the 7 gold.
You can have it, Lang. You put in most of the money for the trip.
Let me remove all of the money from my inventory.
Yeah, I mean, how do we update our gold totals now to? How did we split up what we paid here?
Oh yeah, you guys will have to figure that out. We should do that before.
So how much was the gold? How much was the
100?
100.
100, yeah.
I contribute 64.
Well, the easiest way to do is that how much you have?
Yep.
All right, so the easiest way to do this would be to basically, so we already know what the total is, right? 175. So we're gonna have 75 left.
100. We did the 100.
No, Vic's saying the other way around. He's saying you had 175, so you spent 100. So your total amongst the 4 of you is 75.
Right.
I've got 4.
Yeah, I had 40. She had 60. So like between me and Bren, we have the 100 and the 75. Yeah. So like most of the rest is coming from Chris.
Yes, I can contribute this. How much is left?
Why don't we say that each of the 3 of you, besides 6, put in 33 gold, and 6 put in 1 gold, because that's what he can afford to add up to 100.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So,
right, so 33.
Everybody take 33 off of what you have as your total, and 6 take 1 off, and then now you have 7 gold to add. Which, if you want to just have one person have it, doesn't really matter. But whatever you guys want to do.
Poor Hadrix, like, my friends are gonna come with me on a mission, and then we're like, party boat!
They didn't know they were bringing the greatest entertainers that Festerland had to offer. Possibly the only entertainers also, but that's besides the point.
Sometimes it be like that. We can't all be good.
It had to do something was stolen from the temple on Vesterland. Like we got there and the sarcophagus was broken and something was removed from it. There wasn't a body in there, so it wasn't a person or a skeleton, but something was definitely stolen from it.
And then
And that's probably what caused the eruption.
Right, and you're pretty sure that it was Varen who was in there because Hadric told you that he got knocked out by him, like in that passageway, like leading up to that where the sarcophagus was before that all happened.
So we don't know what he has, but he potentially has the power to destroy an entire city, so that's not good. Yep. Yeah, so I mean the whole city, he's got whatever he's got can destroy almost a whole island.
That's also part is like thinking about not knowing if he's necessarily fully capable, like he knows what he's doing with it, or if it's just the effect of him taking whatever this is.
Yeah, you definitely don't know his motivation other than what Hadric has told you, and that guy heard him say he was going to kill Durandal, whatever that means.
We don't know where he's at. We're kind of taking a gamble. He's at Celis, but I suppose all roads lead east, so eventually he'll probably slip up and we'll catch up to him. Mm-hmm. How many days travel was it to Lecol? How was it pronounced?
Lecol, yeah.
Lecol.
Yeah. So you put on your show, you make a little bit of extra money, and everybody kind of turns down for the night. The ride is calm and peaceful.
Here comes the Kraken attack.
Release the attacking.
And you wake up and you're dead. No.
Damn it.
You see yourself get taken hostage. So, and the next day, you're out on the deck, enjoying the morning sea breeze. You look up into the sky above. There's like a rocky, uninhabited atoll that you're kind of passing near. These like big, tall, just like jagged rock outcroppings. Not definitely not the kind of place that anything could live or anything. It's not like a abandoned island or anything. It's just like a just rocks jutting out of the sea.
Nice shallow reef.
Yeah. And you hear this whistling sound come through the air. Thunk! And the boat shakes. Thunk! And you turn and look, and these two massive like harpoons on these like woven braided steel ropes are like embedded into the deck of the ship, and people start gasping and looking around, and coming out from behind these jagged rocks, you see this massive pirate ship, this dwarven ironclad. It's like a steam powered. There's like steel plates all around the sides. It's belching smoke. You could see on the front of it, there's this like giant ether cannon, and it has on the front deck. There's these ballistas that have shot these grappling harpoons, and you can see there's like a handful of pirates that have their like axes like over it and like sliding over onto the ship like it's a zip line. And that would be initiative, but I don't think I want to start the fight now, but that's where we'll start next time. But let me bring you to the page at least. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hard fight.
Oh yeah, I like that token. Are those the kind of like staffs that you? Well, I guess they look different. It's like
Yeah, that's just the best. Yes, but those you can't really. It's hard to make it out from there. But yeah, there's two of these dwarven pirates that have like you assume would be like stolen of those ether bolters, the fire staffs that are aiming to shoot towards you as the melee pirates board the ship, and they will be attacking you.
That's cool. Where'd you get that picture? I like that.
Which one?
The dwarf.
Oh, I just googled dwarf pirate with gun.
Oh,
and it was just some guy's specific art that he just made that he was stolen.
that's nice.
All credit to the original artist.
Hey, I ain't selling this finished product. Just do what you want.
But yeah, so I was gonna do, the talking stuff and then have the fight, but it's totally not gonna mess anything up to have next session be start with the fight and then be getting to the first stop. So that's what we'll do.
Sounds good. Sorry I got home late today. I got
No, you're good.
screwed at work.
Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot. Oh yeah, so as you're looking at this and the pirates are like about to jump off onto the ship, the front of this dwarven ironclad kind of like swings open, and there's like a door that opens up at like the sea level, and you can see these two little like skimmers like shoot out. They have some kind of like little steam engines, and they're like leaving this like trail of like molten slag behind them as they're like also zooming, and you can see that each one of them has a couple more pirates that are look like they're zooming to get on either side of the ship. So yeah,
That was cool. What was that?
this is like
The morning.
yeah, just like shortly after, like you guys are just like probably had your breakfast and you're just like out on the deck relaxing. Yeah, so it's broad daylight, but they were hiding behind these rocky outcroppings, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Like how in Sea of Thieves you would just be like going and you would see those like two big giant like like buttes that like like one of those kind of deals. I spent like an hour building a ship, like texture by texture, and like building all the parts and putting it on the map and Incarnate, and then I like stumbled across that they had like just like this full ship models of like multiple shapes and sizes.
Oh yeah,
like that you could just put as a stamp, and I was like, well, fuck me. And I I deleted what I made and used it.
Yeah.
Aw, you should have kept what you made.
But it looked like dog shit, and this is better.
Well, that adds character.
I just see my Incarnate renewed subscription today, and I was like, fuck. It's
Yeah,
one of those things I don't feel bad paying for, but I have like not used it that much in the last year. I've been very lazy with my. I've just been taking a lot of maps from honestly, like the new Dungeon Master guide has got like a list of like a dozen maps at the back of it, and I've just been using those for like everything. Even the last campaign I played with you guys, I played I used like mostly maps from that. The money went towards the DMG. It's already spent. Ship battles are always hard to do though when there's multiple floors. Or it's almost easier just to say like the entire fight happens on the main deck. Otherwise,
yeah. There's on this.
fucking
This
hero.
is a smaller ship. There's like the main deck. There's the stairs that go up to, again, I don't know what it's called, the upper platform, and then
That's
below
the poop deck.
the
Well,
poop deck.
that's the back of the ship. That's where the captain steers.
Yeah, and then under that is like the galley and rest area. So like, the fighting's not hopefully not going to spill into the galley. And everything else in that is just on the map. So yeah. Yeah, so both fights.
Where's the other passengers? Are they helping us fight?
No, they're like the cast of what's that movie called?
I was thinking of Gilligan's Island.
No. Well, there's like the three couples and they go on some couples weekend or something like that, like a rom com. Like they're like this, like they're just like a bunch of like stupid, like, non-combatants. And there's that one guy, the old guy, but he's not out on the deck with you, at least right now.